A couple of months ago, I uploaded this video, where I wagered my friend TJ for his Minecraft account and trapped him on a server called the Glitch SMP. I didn't think anything much would come of it until I got a DM from the owner of that server, Slushly. Now, normally, getting a message from an owner of the server you made a video on, that's a good thing. Unless, of course, you called all of his members as a collective whole clinically insane madmen, which I obviously did not do. What do you take me for, an idiot? Running away from the clinically insane madmen. So what's the looming fear of potentially having to deal with an angry Slushly? I clicked on his icon to view the message, and what? He invited me back? What? Hey Slushly bro, if you're watching this, did you really just watch my video? See me insulting all of your members, then go like, yo, this guy looks like a great end to the SMP. I'm gonna go invite him, cause I'll do it again, okay? Anyways, without thinking twice, I immediately accepted the invite. So I was sitting there, admiring the feat I just accomplished, when I decided to avert my gaze over to the top left corner of my screen, hoping to admire the Glitch SMP name in all of his glory, only for, wait a minute, Mini? The realization hit me like a truck. I wasn't even close to being in the clear. That sweet sense of victory I was feeling mere moments ago, gone. Like it never even happened. And so, hoping to cheer up a little bit, I gave TJ a call. TJ, what is a Glitch Mini?
Oh, well.
He then explained to me that if I look closely at the Discord server, I'd see that there are a total of 2 differentiating roles. There's Season 1 and Season 1.5. The people who have the Season 1 role are the people who I played with last time around. In short, they're the clinically insane madmen. But thankfully, unlike last time, these people won't actually be playing, and are there purely for special effects. Which was a relief, mind you, considering their show of hospitality last time around. Anyways, so the people I will be playing with are the ones with the Season 1.5 role. These are the actual important people. The only problem? I couldn't recognize a single person. Now, I don't know about you, but personally speaking, whenever I'm about to be playing on a server with total strangers, I like to do a little recon. Don't laugh. You know, figure out who they are, how they play, if I should be worried or not, all that good stuff. And I was especially interested in doing that this time, since TJ described them as people
Like you.
That wording got my hopes way up, as if they really are people like me, then I won't have anything to worry about. But Unsar, you might be wondering, what exactly do you worry about? Well, you see, generally speaking, the average SMP player has 3 things in common. They need to be the main character, they'll start a war over literally anything, and their thirst for power is unmatched. I, for one, don't care about any of that. Being the main character is cool and all, but it brings with it a lot of unwanted attention. Starting wars? Sure. Having the opportunity to kill little gremlins is seriously compelling, but it gets silly real quick when you realize the cause was something like, someone sold my pet potato. And to top it off, they'll upload a video like,
this is my potato Gerald, and he was stolen from me, so I recommend God's kind innocent names this for 25,000.
like, bro, what? Oh, bro, don't even get me started on power. Like, congratulations, generic SMP player 101. Here's all the wealth and power in the world. And now what? What are you gonna do? Just stand there and look pretty? So yeah, I found it hard to believe that the admins were competent enough to put together a roster of players who weren't the typical SMP player. So I decided to find out myself by doing a little online stalking, so to say, and proceeded to go through the dreadfully difficult process of finding every individual member's socials to figure out how they really are. And by dreadfully difficult, I literally just mean clicking on their Discord profile, since they literally all had a linked. With each member I looked at, the deeper my heart sank. This was going to be like every other SMP, where if I truly wished to get anything meaningful done, I'd have to play along with their childish antics. Wait, no, I can't just admit defeat and become one of them. I mean, even I have self-respect, dang it. As a wise man who definitely wasn't me put it, you don't choose the thug life chooses you. Wait, that's the wrong one. Wait, what? Even the sharpest sword gathers dust when peace is worth more than victory. Which basically means that even a warrior equipped with the skill required to defeat any opponent you could think of understands that should his enemy ever seek peace, he would gladly let his sword gather dust than to raise it again, as to continue fighting would lead to nothing but needless bloodshed. For true wisdom lies not in endless conquest, but rather in recognizing when peace is the real victory. Unfortunately, such a notion is beyond their feeble minds. SMP players cannot comprehend the notion of peace. Their minds shackled to a single fantasy, the delusion of absolute power. That childish obsession with being the strongest there is, and to put down anyone who dares so much as to look at them the wrong way, all while basking in the hollow gaze of an audience that mistakes brutality for glory. And I want to change that. How, you ask? Well, you see, for peace to ever be an option, someone has to first propose it. But the idea of peace to nurture in an environment of an SMP, that sort of proposal is never even going to have a chance to come into fruition, especially when taking into account that Glitch SMP Mini, as the name suggests, is marginally shorter than the average SMP, with it only going to last a single month. And so my plan is not to just wait around and hope the players magically figure out that fighting isn't the only way to play. Instead, I'm going in as a die-hard pacifist. The idea is that when conflict arises, and will, one side will respond with violence. The other side, that'll be me, responding with nothing but peace. And the hope is that that contrast will make people question their approach. But I'm sorry, you say, you're just one player out of almost 30. That won't be enough. And yeah, you're right. You see, that's where the special feature of the Glitch SMP kicks in to help. Glitches. You see, the Glitch SMP is like every other SMP in the sense that it uses a plugin to add a select number of custom items into the game, which, in the hand of a player, would grant the user supernatural powers. And as you can probably guess, those powers only go on to fuel the childish obsession of power all SMP players have. All the while they neglect the fact that what makes an SMP isn't in the powers or plugins, it's in the players. So imagine for a second what would happen if I, the pacifist, the guy who said he doesn't care about power, suddenly gets his hands on one of those glitches. Just one. That's all it would take to get people's heads turning. And maybe, just maybe, it's enough to make them start to realize that you don't have to fight to win. Because sometimes, the strongest move isn't swinging your sword, it's proving you don't have to. Hey, real quick, do you want to make my life hell and potentially be the cause of crashing my computer? You don't gotta answer that, it's a rhetorical question. I know you do, you little demon. Well, by subscribing, I'll add an NPC of you into my locally run Minecraft server. Currently, I have 3,700, oh, it went down, 3,690 of you guys in here, and my PC is, not really doing so well. So yeah, subscribe because maybe the NPC that you cause to spawn in will be the very one that crashes me. Also, if there's any Minecraft plugin developers out there that can automate the NPC spawning process, please join my Discord server and hit me up. Anyways, back to where we left off. It was the first day of the server, and I realized that I was already at a disadvantage. Everyone else had already cheated, and had formed little teams with each other before the server had even started. It wasn't actually cheating. I was just ticked off at the fact that I didn't think of doing it myself. But that doesn't really matter, right? I don't necessarily need a team to accomplish what I wanted to do. I mean, if anything, me getting a glitch without even having teammates would be even more of a head-turning event than me getting one with teammates. All I really need is a person who could coach me like an esports pro on what exactly to do on a server start. Because honestly, I have no clue what I'm doing. And who better to invite than a person whose only pastime is quite literally watching SMP videos on repeat. Hey, I'm in a server start right now, and I need you to coach me.
Dude, I got you.
Thus, with expert coaching in hand, I began my grind for gear.
It's now normal,
Wait.
but it's not.
Is that a person?
What the hell?
Oh, it's Cave!
Oh, Cave is
Run,
friendly. Cave is
run,
friendly. Cave is friendly.
run,
Cave is
run,
friendly. Be
run.
nice to him. He will
I'm
give you stuff.
hooked. Hold up,
He
let
will
me just
give you
go to my...
Who
You
is
wouldn't
this
expect a
guy?
thing.
Who is this
You
guy?
wouldn't,
Say hi. Say hi. He will give you stuff. You're good. Maybe remove your boots. No, 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 no. 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 Why is he trying to kill you? What? What?
bruh.
What?
Yeah, so I need to get myself a new coach since this guy is not an expert, bro. I ended up dying so many times that when the owner held a server-wide vote asking who the player thought had it the worst, the chat was flooded with no other name but mine. I did end up getting free diamond armor out of it, so profit! With my newly acquired diamond gear came the time for the first event of the server. Oh, right, I still haven't explained how to actually get a glitch. Basically, there are 24 glitches on the server. Each one is tied to a unique minigame which every player will be partaking in. If you win that event, congratulations, you just got yourself a glitch. The first event was a simple one. The entire server was tasked with killing the owner, who had maxed out gear, but most importantly, a random glitch. Unfortunately for me, the involvement of murder meant this glitch was a no-go. Cause pacifism is kind of my whole thing right now. If you're wondering why I'm so okay with missing out on a glitch, that's because today is the opening ceremony of the server. And as such, the admins are planning on dropping not one, not two, but 10 glitches today alone. So even if I missed out on one, I still had 9 more chances. So just as I was about to walk away to start preparing for the next event, I noticed a player standing alongside me, away from the battlefield. To me, it looked as if he was in the midst of building up the courage to join in on the massacre. If only there was a way to convince him to just not go and fight. Surely there was something I could do to distract him, but what could possibly be so... Wanna go build a house? Yeah, that right there was the art of tactical pacifism, where, unbeknownst to the player, for 30 glorious minutes, he defected to the side of pacifism. So, after building a lovely home with my newly reprogrammed war asset, he went back to his little war, while I returned back to prepping for the next event. That was until my father entered the room and was like, yo, we gotta go visit a foreign nation real quick. And just like that, almost half of the existing glitches were knocked off the board. As soon as I escaped from Father Dearest's grasp, I booked it back home with only one thought in mind. I gotta pull an all-nighter. Why? Because the admins had announced yet another event, and let's just say that my gear situation compared to everyone else's was trash. So I hopped back onto the server and started running around, desperately searching for a village that actually still had villagers. Considering it's already been a couple days since the server has started, I wouldn't be surprised if the clinically insane madmen that are my supposed peers, talking about the server members, had already gone around all of the 10k by 10k world border and made villagers a thing of the past. Yeah, no, I wish I was joking, but there's actually people on this server nonetheless that have genuinely done this. But while I was worrying about this sadly very realistic reality, I came across a village, and also a player. This is great. Players at villages near the start of a server usually mean that there's a base nearby. And if there's a base, oh, would you look at that? They really do have a base. All I really need to do now is walk up and ask if I could gear up, and boom. I'll have all the gear I need for the event in no time. If you actually thought I'd do that, you do not know me. Because when I saw the village, okay, sure, I was ecstatic. But when I saw the player, yeah. I value my life more than a village. You don't understand. I practically had PTSD at this point, bro. If I were to sit you down and show you each and every clip of a different member mercilessly, yet alone meaninglessly, murdering me on just the first day alone, you'd have PTSD too. While all of this was happening, I was sitting in the general VC talking to some members, and turns out the guy chasing me was also in the VC. So once he realized that it was me, he says,
Ansar, come here. Come here. I won't kill you. Come here.
Now, this might look like an innocent and peaceful invite, but don't be fooled. I lost the footage for it, but this happened to me before. Players will be all nice on the outside, but it's all a facade to drag you near and murder you. So obviously, knowing this, I'm gonna tell him no. Okay. Am I trying to get myself killed?
Don't worry, Ansar. You're safe with us.
Such nice people, bro. Hold on, let me get into the skin for this.
Come get geared, buddy.
For free?
For free. You can come get geared, bro. You're good. Alright, nobody kills this guy. If somebody kills this guy, I kill you.
Who could ever be enemies with people like this? As fate would have it, on an SMP, even the nicest of players have enemies. These players were, unfortunately, no different. So when their enemies inevitably decided to set siege on their base, intending to annihilate their targets, they went through the halls of the base and came across me! It just so happened that the exact moment they decided to strike was also when their intended target, these, frankly, nice people, decided to go venture out away from the base. Getting caught in the middle of someone else's quarrel is one thing entirely, but it's a whole nother thing to be made fun of it in the process.
Why did you have pod strength, bro? Just pod strength.
No, it's Ansar, bro. Did you see him yesterday, bro? We're not wasting pods for this guy.
Like, dude, I'm trying, okay? Still, with a few hurdles here and there, I was eventually able to piece together some decent armor. And right on time too, cause the event was just about to begin.
So for this event, you guys are about to get things. Make space in your inventory for 2 slots.
Did I just get a chest, bro? The owner made us set our spawn point and put all of our items away. I was kinda bummed out on not being able to use the armor I worked so hard into obtaining specifically for this event, but it's whatever.
You have 5 minutes. I suggest you hide to the best of your ability.
It's a hide-and-seek event. I was really happy about the event not being a skill-based one, since this meant that I actually had a fair shot of winning this. The only problem was that in this huge of a map, 5 minutes is not enough time for me to find an actual good hiding spot. So I ended up hiding somewhere that by all means was not good. No, this is so bad. This is not even a real hiding spot, bro. I'm just out in the open. For the beginning few minutes, it seemed to work, until the seeker got off the ground layer of the map. Oh no. He's up now. I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run. Oh no, oh no. I was pretty confident in making it at least to the top 5, so dying really early on kinda made me sad. But hey, at least I didn't die first. Oh, Yeah, it couldn't really have gone any worse. Until it did. You see, in preparation of setting up the event, the admins had put us into adventure mode so that we wouldn't break the map and cheat. And so that meant that even after I died, I'd obviously still be in adventure mode. Now, normally, me waiting till the end of the event to be set back to normal wouldn't be that big of an issue. But it quickly became one after I got jumped only a handful of minutes later. Wait, what? Initially, I was really confused, because honestly, I had no clue that you can attack people while being in adventure mode. But as I was backed into a corner, a harrowing realization quickly set in. Wait, he isn't in adventure mode. The admins had forgotten to put me back to survival. Now, at this point, I was doubting everything I came to know about adventure mode. Like, maybe you really could place blocks, and the limitation part was just that you couldn't break them. But when I tried asking the player who was attacking me if they too were in adventure mode, they just flat out ignored me. But even then, I didn't have to wait long to get my answer. Oh, they just genuinely forgot. Unfortunately, it was already too late. As pearls were disabled on the server, there was genuinely nothing I could have done to get out of the situation now then. So inevitably, I ended up dying and losing my gear. And I hate grinding. I hate everything about it. Don't get me wrong, I love the feeling of putting on armor that you put your own time and effort into making. But as much as I love that feeling, I hate the feeling of losing it all. Which, well, considering that these players are heartless enough to kill others who are in an adventure mode, be only happening more and more frequently. Oh, how I wish that I could just drag one of my friends onto my account and force them to grind for me. But who in the right mind would do that? Wait a second. TJ. Now the thing is, TJ is my friend, so I don't want to just dump the task of grinding for gear on him and make it feel like a burden. So instead of the task of grinding gear for me looking like a favor, I instead masked it as a punishment for losing a 1v1. So with that plan in mind, I joined the VC he was in and proposed a wager. TJ, let's 1v1.
No, not again. Dude, I'm so scared, Anton. I'm so scared.
Side them credentials, TJ. DJ, no accounts this time. But whoever wins this wager for this 1v1 will get 2 big favors.
Okay, sure, I guess.
I think I'm getting this whole PvP thing down, because this time when I fought TJ, it felt much easier than when I fought him last time. Right?
I'm not doing this. I'm leaving.
Alright, so TJ, you know how I'm on Glitch 1.5, right? Like Glitch Mini.
Yeah.
I don't like grinding. Okay, take my account. You grind for me.
Seriously?
Yeah. What could go wrong, right? There's nothing. It's not like I trapped you before and you have a personal vendetta against me, right? A nice thing about TJ is that unlike me abusing the power I had over his account and trapping him, he's actually a nice person. Cause when he logged on and saw just how bad off I was,
this guy's so broke.
It didn't take him long to call me and surprise me with what he planned on doing for me.
Ansar, hey man.
Hey man.
So, okay, I'm just gonna get into it. You know how I've been playing on your account on Glitch, and I've been just getting you gear and stuff, and just helping you out and all that?
You had? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, basically, you're kind of like a homeless bum.
Dang, okay, bro.
And of course, I'm not gonna have your account forever, and you're really lazy, so I know when I'm gone, you're just not gonna grind at all.
You just want to insult me? Like, what the?
Basically, I wanna spend the next couple of days just making a really big mega base.
Like a giant? Like how big?
Giant, like bigger than any other base on the server.
Really?
For you to get like everything you'd ever need. So you can grind all that yourself, making it as easy as possible for you.
Oh wait, I gotta grind it?
No, it's I hate you.
This was amazing. For reference, the biggest base on the server as of right now is this big. The players literally just repurposed an arena from a previous event and turned it into their own base. But if TJ seems confident that his mega base will outrank this one, then this base alone will completely remove my fear of ever losing all my gear, and in turn make me one step closer to obtaining a glitch. To say the least, I was extremely excited about this base. But unfortunately, TJ couldn't immediately start working on it because he had some real life work piled up that he needed to get done. So in the meantime, he just grinded gear for me while I continued to participate in the events as normal. Cue the Pearl Toss event. The rules are simple. You, the player, are given a single pearl. Your goal? To land as close to the center of the bullseye as possible. Once everyone had gone, the winner would be the player closest to the center. Now, I could just do this event like every other person and pray that my instincts on Pearl's trajectory was accurate enough to land in the center, but historically, I've never had good luck. So I decided to take on a different approach. As humans, we already know that the science of life is mathematics, and computers are made up of ones and zeros. And like computers, applications like Minecraft are full of it. Everything from you jumping, dropping items, shooting arrows, and also throwing pearls are all calculated actions that, if provided with the right information, can be repeated the exact same way without fail. And so it's entirely possible that using mathematics, I can guarantee me landing not just near the target, but a perfect bullseye every single time. But for that, you need to be good at mathematics. And do you know who's good at mathematics? Einstein. What, did you think I was gonna say me? But the thing is, Einstein's no longer around, nor do I have his contact info. So I gotta go to the next best thing. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to ChatGPT. That's right, ChatGPT, a piece of technology that has been deemed an engineering masterpiece and is considered to be the best of its kind. So after obtaining the coordinates I needed from a server admin,
what's the chords of the center of the target? You know, I'll actually give that to you. It's a -400.
I started solving the equation. And finally, with a coordinate as well as a throwing angle calculated, I began positioning the throw 50.76 upward and felt like I was mere moments away from being deemed as Einstein's second coming. I mean, how has nobody thought of this?
Okay, go, Ansar.
I missed the entire board. Like, I wasn't even close.
Okay, go, Ansar. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
In all seriousness, in the first event, I tried my best to find a good hiding spot, but couldn't. In the second event, I even used ChatGPT and still ended up failing. So, let's be honest. There's only really one other option left for me at this point. Cheating. Now, you might point towards me using ChatGPT and classify that as cheating, but come on, that's just a really sort of advanced personal mathematical analyst. Didn't I lose? Yeah, but that's besides the point. Now, I've been hyping up me cheating as something I've been planning on doing, but in reality, it was on complete accident. Introducing the how far can you possibly bridge out with 32 oak blocks event thing. I forgot the actual name for the event. In this event, the players were teleported to a build high up in the sky and were given 32 planks each. The entire event's focus was on how we'd use these oak planks to bridge out as far as humanly possible. The person who bridges out the furthest would be deemed the winner. And in the little time I had before it was ultimately my turn to go, I was scrambling all over the place trying to figure out the most efficient way to use my blocks. And somewhere in the midst of all of this, players were taking their turns, and whenever an admin would see a player do something that they didn't like, they'd add it as a rule for the next player onward. And I was so focused on my own testing that I wasn't exactly paying attention to the rules that were being added. One such rule was that you weren't allowed to go back to the beginning of your bridge and pick up more than 10 blocks.
Alright, let's limit it to you can only take up 10 blocks.
And so, not knowing this, when it became my turn, I had mined way more than just 10 blocks and used it to get a huge lead on the other players. And somehow the admins didn't notice. Now, considering that I literally cheated by illegally using extra blocks, you don't even gotta wonder where I ended up placing at the end of the event.
Wait, Ansar made it really fucking far.
Actually?
Yeah, he's 2 blocks behind Doopter.
What? They literally cheated! How did he beat me? The next day, I logged onto the server to Slushly telling us the details for the next event. And honestly, this one was very simple. Slushly and the server admins didn't like how bland spawn looked, and so in the hopes of making it look better, they proposed a build battle. Basically, we had until the end of the week to build anything we wanted, and then there would be a vote held amongst the admins for which build is the best, the winner receiving the glitch. Now, initially, I wasn't planning on participating in this event, since I'm not good at building whatsoever. But as the days passed, I suddenly got a pretty funny idea. You see, in one of the days that had gone by, there was a very serious fight that had broken out, and I just so happened to be walking around the area at the time. So me, being on my pacifism mark and not being able to fight, decided to goof off a bit, and took off my helmet, swapped to my shock skin, sat in a boat, and started boating around the players that were fighting. I'm not exactly sure what I was hoping for, but if I were to guess, I think I was just trying to show them that, yo, violence is never the answer. Violence only sows more violence, blah blah blah. And it just so happened that in the midst of me goofing off, another team happened to pass by, and when they saw what was happening, they took this iconic image. Oh, and I guess my strategy kinda worked out, because people did eventually join in and make a sort of boat conga line behind me and protected me for the rest of the fight. So that was fun. Anyway, so when I saw the image in the Discord server the next day, I found it funny and started talking about it in the VC I was in. Dude, I have this really funny idea I want to do, but I'm just not good at building. So Glitch is having this build battle where we're supposed to build stuff at spawn.
Yes.
And how funny would it be if I made a gigantic, like an absolutely ginormous statue at spawn of me wide-eyed in a boat?
Okay, wait. I can actually do that. Hold up. Let me cook.
The person in VC who said that was my good friend Lewis. For the new viewers, he's the guy in my last video who stayed up all night for motivational support and also helped me construct the trap which I trapped TJ in. Anyways, it just so happened that he knew of a way to make a 3D model of me in a boat just by using the image alone. So by using his forbidden sorcery, he eventually sent me a file that contained the schematic of my statue. And so later that night, I opened up Minecraft to see what exactly he was cooking up. And let me just say, he absolutely cooked. Okay, so Lewis sent me the schematic and I'm honestly so scared to open it, bro. He seems really happy with it. Load. Boat eyes load. Oh my god. Oh my god. This looks majestic. There's no way I'm losing this. If there's one thing I've learned from my years of playing Hypixel build battle, it's that gigantic builds with minimal detail statistically get way more votes compared to a compact build with crazy detail. The only problem was that the builds were due tomorrow morning, meaning I had less than 12 hours to get this build finished. So I got right to work. This is gonna be fun to make, but it's also gonna take so long. One major problem I ran into was that, how many blocks is this? 28,000. No, it's 29,000. Where am I gonna find a stone for this? After running around spawn for a bit, I found a handful of chests that luckily contained a boatload of stone. No pun intended. But even then, this amount of stone is not nearly enough to build this big of a statue. But not wanting to waste any more time than I already have, I began work on the statue and pushed the problem of having to find a different way to get the stone I needed for future me to solve. After about 2 hours and a half, I was officially out of stone. I was lucky enough to find some extra chests containing stone around other places of spawn, but unfortunately that too wasn't enough to finish up the build. At this point in time, a player named Arctic saw what I was up to, and that I was having trouble getting the stone for the build. So he gave me his very own pickaxe to use. If it wasn't for him, I literally wouldn't have been able to complete this build. So thank you, bro. Unfortunately, just because I had a pickaxe now, it didn't mean that it was all smooth sail from here. I still had to spend an additional 4 hours mining for the blocks and then placing them. But eventually, I finished the build, and then proceeded to take one final trip around spawn, comparing the other builds to mine. Yeah, I was confident that I would win, and logged off for the night. The next day, I logged on and immediately attended the stage for the judging of the builds. The admins were going build by build, evaluating and asking about the history behind the build. Now, I actually didn't think that they would ask about the history of the build, so using my turn being later on in the line as an advantage, I began brainstorming and frantically writing anything that came to mind to try to make the history of the statues look cool. And when it eventually came to my build, I already had written up a small speech surrounding the history behind my statue. But you know how the statue is literally just me being a goofball? Yeah. I'll just let you be the judge for how that went.
Okay. Last but not, certainly not least, certainly not smallest at least. It's our
Hello.
friends pulled up already. When you pull up to the build, he's just there. Do we get to know the story? Is it hollow?
I didn't have that much time. Okay.
I understand why.
So, I made the statue of a warrior which I dearly admire. This individual bravely participated in one of the previous 1.5 fights, despite having a lack of armor, food, and basic fighting necessities. And I just truly think that he's a beautiful depiction of the navigational struggles of life. Thank you. With that speech alone, I had solidified my win. Now, all that's left for me to do is to wait patiently for my name to be announced.
Okay, in last place, with a whopping 9 points, Rift and Angel with their memory lane builds. And second to last place with 14 points is Exotope's Lighthouse. Tied for third place with 20 points each are AA, I guess, and Star and Above Train.
Third? What? At this point, I was extremely demotivated. I mean, I tried my luck at hide and seek. I used mathematical formulas to calculate the perfect angle to win for the Pearl Toss event, and had even cheated in the event after that, all to no avail. And losing this event was just the final blow that finally cracked my self-confidence. And so, naturally, I played less and less frequently and only really logged on for the events that I never ended up winning. And eventually, all the events for each of the 24 glitches was done, and I still had no glitch to my name. It was time for Plan B. You see, I realized something. Earlier in the video, I explained that I needed to obtain a glitch without violence in order to convince the players that pacifism and being powerful can coexist. But why glitches? Well, because owning a glitch in the minds of the players is the very meaning of what being powerful is. The truth is that glitches in my plan can be easily replaced with something else as long as the thing I'm replacing it with is equivalent to the power of a glitch into people's minds. Meaning, technically, even though I failed to obtain any of the 24 glitches, it doesn't matter so long as I can find a suitable substitute. So, I'm still in business, but on side. What on earth can you do to match that of the power of a glitch into people's minds? Cue the Glitch SMP Doomsday. Yeah, when I came back and saw this ping, I was confused for two reasons. Number one, I could have sworn this guy was a normal player like me. How is he updating rules? And number two, my no knockback rule? What on earth did I miss? After asking around, I eventually gathered up this. Basically, while I was gone, there was this whole event that went on for a special chestplate on the server that, aside from being really broken, allows the wielder to add any two rules of his choosing onto the server. Now, the event to actually get the chestplate was through a murdering frenzy point race, where players would have a different point bounty on their head according to their PvP tier list ranking. If you're wondering, I was F tier. Like, at the complete bottom. Basically, players had to go around and kill each other until there were only 2 players remaining. They would then duke it out in a final 1v1 in which for every 20 points they had, they could add a rule for the duel. That kind of rhymed. And so that's how a normal player ended up with the power to change rules. Now, the guy who ended up getting the chestplate used one of his rules to make the last day of the server a hardcore event, where if you die, you're gone forever, which I'm going to be referring to as Doomsday because it sounds much cooler than hardcore event. When I realized that there was going to be a Doomsday, I went, wait. What could possibly be a better show of power than surviving a literal doomsday? This could very well be my last chance to redeem myself. Think about it. If I, the F-tier soulbound pacifist, somehow makes it out of doomsday, an event that has struck fear in the hearts of even the most high-ranking players. So if I make it out of it alive, that would undoubtedly be enough to get the people's attention. And honestly, I was pretty confident in my abilities of surviving doomsday. And a lot of that confidence was fueled by a little statement earlier from TJ.
Basically, I wanna spend like the next couple of days just making a really big mega base.
The mega base. Yeah, that's right. TJ had began working on the mega base, and he was so locked in that he specifically banned me from logging onto the server until he was done, because he wanted to keep it a surprise and prevent me from logging on in the middle of him building it and ruining it. Now, if there's one thing you need to know about TJ, it's that he's not a novice when it comes to building. Just one look at his personal Minecraft world will tell you all you need to know. So if he needs a couple days to build me a base, let alone one he claims to outsize all of the existing ones,
Like bigger than any other base on the server.
I already know it's about to be stacked with everything I need to survive the last day with ease. The only real problem was that he's going to be cutting it real close to the start of Doomsday. But if TJ's confident he'll be able to make it in time, then I really got no reason to not trust him. So for the next couple days, I kicked back on my chair and relaxed. The next thing I knew, there was just 30 minutes left before Doomsday started, and I was getting a call from TJ. Do you like my luncher?
This is upside down, dude. Why are you like this? Okay,
Bro, you gave me golden carrots? These are so hard to craft. What? Dude. You shouldn't have.
I sent you the chords in DM. Go there, and then I'll tell you what to do.
360, 299.
Turn to the left. Turn to the left. Turn to the left. Turn to the left. See that dirt block? Break.
Okay, we gotta fix something real quick. Can I break it like this and not die?
Yes. There's water at the bottom.
Yo. I somehow died.
Look up.
That's right? How much have you been playing?
Okay, you see that? Yeah, take a little look around your base, you know.
Shulkers? What are these?
See that little sand wall at the end? You see that little name tag?
Goofy, wait, you kidnapped?
Don't press that button. Okay, so you might be saying, oh, this is not that much for how much I was playing. If you press that button, see the rest of it.
3, 2, 1. Wait, what? I got teleported? No, you didn't. No, you did not. If you want to know what happened, you gotta check out TJ's video he made on me. But for now, let's just say I didn't get my lovey-dovey, beautifully handcrafted TJ made base, and was instead left with this tiny portion of the base I was promised. I didn't exactly have the same confidence about surviving Doomsday as compared to when I was first plotting about it, but one thing I knew I had to do at the very least was try my best with all the resources I had available. So if I wanted to survive Doomsday, I would need a boatload of golden apples and armor. Armor I could get pretty easily, since giving credit where credit is due, TJ had hooked me up with villagers for it. So golden apples became my main priority, specifically the apples. So I ventured away from my base and began farming. And after burning through one diamond hoe, I realized that apples are way harder to get than I thought. I burnt through tool after tool. I was so hyper-focused on farming these leaves that when the owner had called for everyone to come to the stage at spawn, I just didn't listen and continued farming. And then, something strange happened. All of a sudden, I couldn't break blocks anymore. Oh no. Yeah, it's definitely not server lag because I can't break this. Unless I'm in adventure mode, this is really weird. Am I outside of the border? Is that why I can't break anything? I honestly couldn't believe that I was in the world border, as usually whenever you would leave a Minecraft world border, you would take damage and die. But after messaging in chat in confusion about me not being able to mine blocks, I got what I was looking for. This was amazing. Being in the world border meant that so long as I stay in the border, I could never be killed, as nobody could ever dream of reaching me. I was basically destined to win at this point. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I do have a slight problem. I might starve to death, bro. I need food. I was really low on hunger, and for some reason, I wasn't able to eat food. No, I can't eat. I was very much so at the risk of dying to starvation. This would not only be really bad because I'd be dead, but also be really embarrassing if a starvation message were to be plastered to the world as my final mention. I could not go out like this. Luckily for me, the admin who confirmed I was stuck in the world border followed up his message with an offer to teleport me out. And as much as I hated the idea of leaving my little safety zone, I didn't really have a choice. Oh my god. Oh no, please. That was way too close. But then, after I got out, stabilized, and had time to think, reality hit me. Getting out of the border might have saved me for the moment, but staying out also meant certain death. Because while everyone else had a fully maxed out kit in their inventory, I didn't. Like, at all. My entire plan was to gear up in the base TJ made me after Doomsday had already started. But instead, I wasted my last 30 minutes farming golden apples, not knowing that the world border would shrink and that TJ's base would be locked behind it. Meaning, if I ran into a player, I was doomed. So, going back into the border became my only real chance of surviving Doomsday. In an act of desperation, I was forced to revert back to my old habits of cheating. And so, I picked out one of the server admins from the tab list, took my chance, and shot them message after message, desperately trying to convince them to teleport me back into the border. I tried every tactic I could bring to the table with the hopes of one convincing them. And to say the least, things were not looking good. After the initial messages, it felt like I was just being ignored. And honestly, what was I thinking messaging an admin I've had literally 0 interactions with? But then, I think I'll just let the footage speak for itself. Let's go. Thank you. As Doomsday came to its closing, I can now title my video, since it's not clickbait, that how leaves made me invincible in Minecraft.
Weird title, but that works.
But it works, right?
Yeah.
It works.
Clickbait title.
It's not clickbait, it works. People began realizing that, wait, how the heck did this F-tier, non-violent fool survive the most PvP-intensive event in the entire server?
Yo, low-key pacifism might not even be that bad.
If that's not mission accomplished, I don't know what is. Okay, before I end this video, I want to get a couple things straight, okay? I was checking my analytics earlier today, and over 99% of you guys are not subscribed. So before you click off, I want you to go ahead and check if you are, because you're probably not going to be able to find the channel again. Secondly, I'm never, ever ever going to make a video this severely edited ever again. Is that enough evers? Do I need more? I'm never doing this again. What I am going to do is probably, I'm going to start live streaming more, number one. Number two, if I get good content off of those live streams, I'm going to make those into real videos. On the topic of live streams, I'm probably going to be live streaming sometime after this video goes live, so tune in for that. And in terms of videos, I'm definitely cutting down on professionalism more, so if you're going to subscribe, expect more of that. Other than that, Trashy, thank you so much for all the additional pieces of character art you created for this video. Without you, I wouldn't be able to make any of these videos. Oh yeah, channel members. I accidentally enabled the channel members earlier this year, and two guys opted to buy not the cheapest rank out of the two. They opted to buy the rank that was 5 times more expensive. It was a financially irresponsible one. If you're looking to become a channel member and are confused about, oh, where's the button to join? I got demonetized. I took a long time to upload, okay? But they'll be back. They'll be back if this video does well. And yeah, thanks for the fan art. That was really nice to look at. Thank you. And keep the comments up. I look at those comments. Okay, bye-bye. Have fun. Bye.